Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Long, and I am enrolled in the Institutional Assessment and Effectiveness course with Dr. Dottie Weigel. Thank you for watching this presentation today. The final project for this course consists of the development of an assessment plan project evaluating a program or initiative within the field of higher education. I work at Pennsylvania Institute of Technology as a division chair, and one of the programs that I oversee is the Academic Enrichment Program, or AEP. AEP provides developmental education in strengthening academic skills in reading, writing, English, and mathematics. In the past, the results of assessments have indicated that students need more preparatory work in the college-level English courses, specifically in the area of essay creation. Therefore, I have chosen to evaluate the developmental English course and assess its level of preparedness for the college-level English courses. This presentation will highlight the learning objectives that have been created for the developmental English course, the assessment used in the form of student surveys, the results of those surveys, the recommendations made as a result of that indirect evidence, and the timeline for implementation. As Ramirez Ortega, 2011 states in the video Creating Learning Outcomes, the three components of an effective learning outcome are performance, criterion, and condition. Performance is the action that you want your learners to do. These actions have to be specific and measurable. Criterion is the standard for which your learners should meet on a given activity. In other words, how do you want your learners to be successful? And the last component of an effective learning outcome is condition. Conditions are the limitations a learner may have in order to complete an outcome. So for instance, what tools or resources will be necessary in order for students to successfully complete an activity. In following these steps, when creating learning outcomes for the academic enrichment program, I took into consideration what I thought would be three of the most important skills to have in order to be successfully prepared for the rigors of a college-level course. And those are: students will be provided skill development required for success in college-level courses and careers. Students will communicate effectively in writing and speaking in technical and non-technical functions with their peers in the workplace or transfer to a 4-year degree program. Student skills will be strengthened in reading, sentence structure, writing, and mathematics required by 4-year colleges and universities, as well as employers. When creating the learning outcomes for the developmental English course, I followed Dr. Dottie Weigel's advice in her Institutional Effective Learning Outcomes Lecture 2019 to ensure that the course outcomes are measurable, specific, detailed, and include the action verbs using the Bloom's taxonomy approach. Therefore, the learning outcomes for the developmental English course are: students will be able to demonstrate writing skills such as pre-writing, writing, revising, and editing, conduct research using resources from the library to write essays that align with the APA style, demonstrate academic integrity by creating an APA reference page using the Microsoft Word feature. As for the criterion, the targets or the desired level of performance the students must achieve in order to be appropriately prepared for the college-level English course are: 90% or more of the students will have to score an 85% or more on the capstone essay. 85% or more of the survey participants will indicate the developmental English course as a valid preparatory course for the college-level English course. And 90% or more of the students will have to receive an 85% or higher on the assessment performance. These target indicators were derived from comparisons used at other colleges and universities, as well as historical data used at the college. For the condition, the resources that will be required for students to successfully complete these outcomes are knowledge of the APA format. In the past, the developmental program has taught essay creation using the MLA format. Students will now have to be equipped with the necessary tools and training utilizing the APA format. In addition, students must have access to a computer that has the Microsoft Word feature, since Word is instrumental in creating references and citations. In addition, students must also complete a survey after they've completed their college level English course in order to successfully answer the questions asked of them. So far, we've talked mostly about formulating assessment using direct evidence. Assessment expert Linda Susky states that in order for assessment to be effective, it must not only include direct evidence of student learning, but indirect as well. In the assessment plan, indirect evidence has been examined in the form of a survey submission. Fernandez, 2014, claims that a good question is one that a respondent can actually answer, and to make sure that the students have the knowledge and information to be able to answer the question. I took his advice when carefully choosing who should participate in the survey. 25 students have specifically been identified to give their opinion of how prepared they felt for the college level English course after they've completed the developmental English course. This is an example of the survey, and this survey has been designed using surveymonkey.com, and the students were asked to answer these 10 questions. These questions aimed at getting the students' opinion of what feedback could be suggested to better prepare them for the rigors of the college level composition course. These results indicated the students' perspectives of whether or not they felt the developmental English course properly prepared them for the creation of a college level essay. Out of the 25 respondents who were sent the survey, 4 have responded so far. The average percentage overall that the respondents felt that the developmental course prepared them for the college level English course was 88%. Other results that had been gathered from the data here are that 3 of the 4 responded that they did not face challenges in the structuring and creation of an essay. And they were also asked what languages they spoke at home, since I felt this would affect the possible recommendations made after doing the analysis. And the languages that were spoken of the respondents are English, Korean, and Spanish. The other results that have been determined are all 4 respondents felt they had positive experiences in the developmental course, and that 76% was the average amount of understanding gained in the essay creation in the developmental course. These results will be documented and analyzed by the assessment committee in order to make recommendations for changes and techniques in order to improve student success. The implementation timeline. Direct and indirect assessment data is collected at the end of each 11-week term, 4 times per year. After the data is collected, the results are analyzed by the assessment committee at the end of each academic assessment cycle. Based on the results of the survey, a majority of the students felt they were adequately prepared for the college level English course and its essay requirement. However, being that 76% was the average amount of preparedness the respondents felt for the college level English essay, of course, combined with the analysis of the results of the direct evidence, two recommendations will be made by the assessment committee this cycle. Those recommendations are to incorporate an essay guide using a Venn diagram for the creation of a comparison contrast essay. This guide will be used as a pre-writing tool. And then the second recommendation is incorporating more intervention from the instructor during the essay creation process in the developmental course in the form of a first and final draft. In conclusion, these recommendations will be implemented next term. Those results will be compared to the results of the next academic cycle in order to raise awareness of continuous improvements. I appreciate you listening to my presentation, and if you would like to learn more about this program, I would love to hear from you. Thank you.